Hello everybody and welcome to RMM's Meet the Teacher. I'm Mrs Mifflin and I'm the class teacher and early years lead, and also in RMM is Mrs Tully, who I'm sure most of you either know or you've seen now. The children have settled really well into reception over the last 2 days. They've enjoyed all their activities. They've absolutely loved the new playground. I'm really proud of them. They've really wowed us. So I'm going to share my screen now as I go through the PowerPoint, which tells you a little bit about the reception year. Okay, bear with me because Mrs Mifflin's not the best with technology, but she's getting better. Okay, so I'm just going to see if it'll go from the beginning. And there we go. Okay, right then. So our ethos in early years, I'm just going to move this to the bottom so I'm not in your way, is expect the best from the beginning. We expect the best from the children. We challenge them constantly so that they achieve what they deserve to achieve. You can expect the best from us to support you and to help your child achieve. And we expect the best from you in supporting us with your child. And we've got a new early years curriculum now, which centres around that every child is unique. But I think in Milton Early Years, we've been doing that for so long because that is our ethos, that we plan our learning around the children's interests. Every child is completely different. Every child has different passions. Every child has different likes. So that's why our learning combines lots of different things. Okay. So this is a typical day in reception. So if you have a little look at it, when the children come into school in the morning, we have a travel tracker on the board, and that is their self-registration. So they find their picture, their name's assigned to a picture, and then they move it and they click whether they've walked, they've come on a bike, they've been in a car, that they've walked and strode and ride. They love that one. So that tells us if they're here, and then we'll start very soon where they come in and they'll have a little challenge to do. So it might be some writing, it might be writing their names, it might be practicing letter sounds, it might be writing words. As soon as they move on to that point, we might give a little maths challenge some days. So there's always something to do when children come in to warm the brains up, and also as a little bit of an intervention to push them. When we've done registration, we do our do disco, which I'll show you in a minute. Absolutely, all children love that as well. We either do English or maths. We rotate, so we'll have an English morning and maths morning and swap it around. We always have either snack, fruit, milk, water, and then playtime in the morning. So if you'd like to send a healthy snack, cheese, yogurt, fruit, vegetables, yogurts need to be like the tube fromage phrase that have got hardly any sugar in. It's got to be limited sugar because we are a healthy eating school. We always do phonics. We do phonics every morning, which I'll go into later, and then we start to get ready for dinner. We have our dinner, we come back in, we do another little skills session to get children's minds going, and then we go outside and have our playtime in our amazing new area. And then in the afternoon, we do our creative curriculum. So it might be a piece of art, it might be something to do with science, understanding of the world. It could be anything to do with what I'll go through it in a minute in the other topics. And then we have story time, and then we have home time at 3:15 to 3:30, and it's been lovely this week coming back through the back doors where it's much quieter and we can speak to you. So if you do need to speak to us, that's absolutely fine. Just wait, because obviously they're coming out in little chunks now, so just wait until we've got the majority of the children to their grown-ups, and then we'll speak to you after when it's quiet to give you some time to talk to us. Okay, you can also email the school or ring the office if you would like to speak to us. Right then, let's move on. So our behaviour policy, we have marbles in the jar, which we've started filling our jar. Children have decided that they'd like to go onto the pirate ship when we fill the marble jar up. So we're working as a team to fill that up. We have a star learner on a Friday. So somebody who's really wowed us. It could be being a kind friend. It might be some work that they've done. It could be some phonics. It might just be a gesture or a new skill that they've learned. So we choose a star learner and we try to make it fair so that everybody has a turn of star learner. And then we've already had some remarkable days, but we give children a remarkable day if they've done something that's wowed us. So we've had a few of those already. And when we mark it in a book, and then when they've got 10, we then give them a little certificate, which is what we're introducing into the foundation stage this year. Consequences if children don't follow our big 5 and they do something, we'll give them a warning first, and if they carry on, then we'll ask them to go and sit on our thinking chair. They turn their face to the side and they've turned the timer over. Once the time's done, that's it, they've done, and we encourage them to get off the thinking chair and go to whoever they've upset, and not just to say I'm sorry, but to say the reason, so that we understand that they know the reason and they've thought about their actions. Sometimes it might be that they have to go to the thinking chair and move the name off the chart because it's something unkind. It's usually unkind things that we do that for. Or if we do ask them to move the name, we do get the name, well, we take the name off the wall and we put it away. Children get the option to get back into to think and do the right thing and put their name back. We challenge them then, you've got to do the right thing now, put your name back on the wall. Okay. In early years, we have the wow factor. We have secret storyteller. So if you would like to be our secret storyteller, please let us know. The children absolutely love it. It's basically when you choose your child's favourite book. Don't tell them that they're coming in. They come in, we say secret storyteller, secret story, come on in, and you come in, and everybody, your child is so happy when it's you, and then they sit with you and they read the book. And we've even been doing it during COVID virtually on the internet. So you can see Chloe there with her dad, and she sat at the front and helped Daddy to read the book. So please see us. Lots of parents very nervous, don't want to do it. Once they've done it, they want to do it over and over again because it's so lovely. And then we do forest schools on a Thursday. So on a Thursday, we'll ask children to come in. It's in your letter. Children come in their old warm clothes when it's cold, or old clothes. Bring wellies in a bag, named, everything named, wellies named, bag named. So, and then we'll go into the forest area and we do some lovely outdoor activities with them. Okay, in our early years curriculum, we've got 2 main areas. We've got the prime areas of learning, which children will have focused on in the nursery, more so. Whereas now in reception, we move on and we bring in the specific areas of learning, which I'll go through in a minute, but we also, these prime areas underpin everything. So we've got the communication and language, the physical development, and personal and social development, and they underpin everything, and every activity that we do, those prime areas are there. Okay, so there are some pictures of our prime areas. Lydia's sitting on the thinking chair on the chatterbox stool, showing her work and talking about it. So that's a communication and language. Children are working together to build a new home for a dinosaur to lay its egg. So that's your PSED, and then communication and language again with the vocabulary, and then physical development. We were there and we were holding that out to the picture, but children made their own rocket and they wanted to climb the rocket with us holding onto it for safety. So disco every morning at 9:15. Children get their hands nice and warm, ready for the specific area of writing. So they warm the wrists up, their arms, the fingers. So they're all ready for the day and all their hands are warm, and it really does work and children really do enjoy it. We have our vocabulary wall through the whole of early years. So children, before we start any learning, we teach words that children may not know. And then children can then, when we read the book to them or the story, children already know some of the words and we've talked about them so they can understand it. And then during their learning, they can go and take the words from the board to use, and they absolutely love doing that, and it's really, really helped with our communication and language in early years. Right, the specific areas are literacy, which is your writing, your reading and your understanding, your comprehension. Maths is your number, and we still do shape and space. Expressive arts and design is your creating with materials and you're being imaginative, so your role play, your dancing, you're making music also comes into there. And then understanding of the world is your geography, your history, your science, your RE, everything comes into there as well, and we really focus on these areas during the reception year, but those prime areas still underpin it all. Here are some pictures. We don't always make children write with pencils and paper. If children choose, like they have done there, they've used dough to make and then they've used whiteboard pens to write, absolutely fine. We want children to be excited about writing. Okay. We do peer critique as well, which is basically takes every one of our early years areas and comes together. So children, we ask them before we start teaching and we teach the vocabulary, we ask them to draw a picture. So this was to draw a picture of an alien. Then we learned all about aliens, and then they made a better drawing. We made a list, a checklist to check off. They did an even better drawing of an alien. They worked with a friend, and they always say one thing that they like about the friend's work and something that their friend could do to make it even better, and then they act upon this, and the results are always absolutely amazing. So we really enjoy our peer critique and reception. Phonics. We do phonics every day. We use the Read Write Ink to teach the phonic sounds, but we play lots of games as well with it. So it links to our reading massively, because we use the phonics and the Read Write Ink time to get children to start to get children to not only recognise the letter sounds, but to blend them together by themselves so that they can have a reading book with words. And we do it every day, our phonics. Children know if they haven't done the phonics, and they will ask, why haven't we done our phonics? Because it becomes so embedded into our routine. Reading. So your child will have a reading book, a reading diary, a set of high frequency words, our tricky words as we call them, a letter sound key ring. On a Friday, a library book that they have chosen to share with you. So we're going to bring this back in. We didn't do it last year because of COVID, but now we're bringing it back in. So on a Friday, children will choose a book from our library box. They'll bring it home, and it's all for a love of reading. They may bring that book home a few times because they really enjoy it, and that's brilliant because they're getting to know the book, they're getting to know the characters. Absolutely fine if they do that. Don't worry about it. It's all for the love of reading, and we are absolutely passionate about that in reception. Please keep all in book bags and bring to school every day. So if your child hasn't got a book bag, we really, really ask you to get one, but a normal bag is absolutely fine, but they need some kind of bag that they can keep that in, and where the water bottle isn't going to go, because we don't want the water bottle leaking over everything. Okay, our learning challenges. I'll just let you read those. And these are the challenges that we'll be doing this year. Okay. And then linked to those learning challenges, children plan their own learning. So we may say what the learning challenge is, and then children tell us what they already know and what they would begin to ask questions of what they'd like to know. And then we plan around the children. In summer one, we go with children's own enjoyment, so it's usually dinosaur, space, aspirations, because children want to learn and they're absolutely wowed by these topics. Okay, we have the challenge card approach, a 3-star challenge. It's all our continuous provision activities. We talk about the challenges with the children, and children always aim for the 3-star challenge. Then they might start at the 1, they might then move to the 2, and then they might go to the 3. By the end of the year, they're saying, it's all right, you don't need to tell us the 1-star and the 2-star, we want to do the 3-star. And it's exactly our motto, expect the best from the beginning, and we will get the best, and children do love to challenge themselves. Assessment, we have formative assessment, which we're doing the baseline, which is statutory as well. So we will be baselining children, observing them, seeing how they are responding to activities, the skills that they've already got. And we also do the communication screenings for their speech and language, and they are sent to the authority. So we'll do those as soon as after this week when the children have settled. Summative assessment is our phonics. So we do phonics, we quiz them on the phonics, we do phonics testing. On the last week, usually before a holiday, just to see where children are, and it also informs our groups. Our groups are fluid, so we move children around accordingly. So we are teaching children to where they are in their ages and stages, and it also helps us to assess the children's reading skills. Statutory assessment, so baseline, like I've just said, they'll come and sit with us, children will have our computer up and lots of activities. It's all good fun, and they absolutely love it because they get a bit of one-to-one time with us, but they're also doing fun activities. So we do a baseline with them, and this is now sent to the government as part of the new early years curriculum. Okay, absolute favourite here is Evidence Me. If your child's already been in our nursery, you'll be set up on it and you'll know how it works. So we'll take pictures of the children during the day, we'll input them into Evidence Me and tell you what they've been doing in the day, share them with you, and then you can see them at home. You can add a comment onto them. It's us working together, and it's absolutely lovely. We love reading your comments about what you've said about your child's learning of the day. And when children come home and you say, what have you done? I've done nothing, I've just played. They've been playing for a reason. Yes, they may have been playing, but you'll see that reason, that there is something behind that play. They are learning through play. If you are already in our nursery, it'll just, like I say, carry on. So unless you've changed your email, just see me and I'll change it on the system, but yours will just come through. Next week, I'll be sending out letters to the new starters in reception. Sign it, I will send you, you'll get him, I'll input it, then Evidence Me will send you an email, and you just have to accept it. It's sometimes in your clutter, so check your clutter, you accept it, and then you're all set up. We've also got a crib sheet to help you because there's an app to download the app as well for Evidence Me. It's one of my favourite things because it's all of us working together. Home learning, your child will have a book to cover and decorate, and that will be coming home next week again. So we ask you to tell us all about your family, to decorate the book so it's your child's book and it belongs to them. And then every half term you'll get a literacy, a maths and a challenge or a topic activity to do, and then you have a little date of when it's in, and we'll also like your comments on that as well. Okay, right, and what my child needs. So here is a list of what we'd like your child to bring to school every day. So a coat, make sure it's got its name on, and you can also work at fastening coats. A lot of children can fasten the coats so so you can work on that with your child. Also pulling the sleeves through, because we all take coats off and the sleeves. So we always start by teaching children how to put their arm through and pull it back, so you can be working on that at home with your children. Sun hat and cap when it's hot, hat and gloves when the cold weather sets in. I'm not looking forward to that. A bag with spare uniform to change into, lots of spare knickers and pants. Children don't only have accidents, but they'll get wet in the water, they might get sand, they might get a bit dirty. So if they've got their own bag of clothes, it's just nicer for them to have that on. I'll put plenty of knickers and pants in because children do have accidents, and again it's just nice to put your own back on. A boot bag, which you can buy, and I've already talked about that from Mr. Motive. It's just me and my cursor up there, and it really does help us to organise the children. It helps children to organise themselves as well. The homeschool reading diary with the reading book, tricky words and letter keyring, and that will be given out, like I say, next week. A named water bottle and only water. We are an only water school. Children can have juice when we go for the dinner, and when we go, if they're on dinners and we go up to dinner, and that's because the theory behind it is that when you're eating, it's that a juice that will outweigh the juice on your teeth, but during the day drinking juice, it sets on your teeth, so it's only water. And our juice in the dinner centre is sugar free. anyway. 50p on a Friday. I'm really going to push for this year, please. It just helps us so much to all the lovely activities that we do. We can just take the 50p. So if they want to make biscuits or decorate biscuits is a good one. We can just use that to enhance our learning. A box of tissues at the start of each term. I'm forever in Aldi getting tissues, but it does help if we've got a backup at school as well. And children, as I've said, can bring a healthy snack to school. So fruit, vegetables, cheese, crackers, the fromage fraise, the frubes, anything like that that is very low sugar or sugar-free, and fruit and milk are available throughout the day. And then at the bottom, please name all personal belongings. So please, please, please name everything, so that when children take the jumpers and cardies off, we are encouraged to put them in the tray. But at the moment, they're getting used to the name, so they may put it in somebody else's tray. So it just makes it easier for us to pull out, see the name and give it back. Same with wellies for forest schools. Haven't mentioned PE, it's in the letter. PE is on a Tuesday, so children are to come to school in their PE kits, which is on the letter, you'll see that, and it is uniform now, so we would like them to come in their PE uniform. So that's black navy shorts or jogging bottoms, trainers, because we're outside, so definitely trainers, a white round neck white t-shirt or the Mr. Motif one, and the Milton Primary logo one from Mr. Motif, either is absolutely fine, and a tracksuit top with outer hood in navy or I can't get my words out, navy or black. They could use the cardigans either, so anything navy or black that's warm to go on the top, but no hoods. Right, I think I've covered quite a lot there. Any questions or anything that you want to go through with us, just see us on the door at night and we will go through it with you. I hope it's helped, and I hope you feel like you know a little bit more about what your child's going to be doing now in reception. We'll see you all at home time or whenever you watch this. So see you soon. Thank you.